Who can possibly be that happy talking about bananas? He giggled when he said banana.
A banana, a piece of bannock in the hands of a young person can boost.
Clinton Jaws. Subscribe. Pierre Poilievre, he does it again. And it never gets old. For me, it never gets old. I love watching it. Question period today. He nails two of them. Before I start this, I'm just going to show you a few seconds what happened on October 18th. Freeland and Canoe, they go to a school to talk about food. This is what they said. And yes, Freeland is high again.
So I'm just so happy to be here with our partners in the federal.
I'm just going to say something. I know everybody likes Canoe. I think that's his name. I'm sorry, but I can never trust a guy that smiles and talks at the same time. Okay? It's suspicious. Nobody's that happy. Have you ever seen him unhappy?
Government to do some good things for kids right here in Manitoba. We know that when a kid shows up to school hungry, it's a barrier to learning. We've heard this loud and clear from teachers and educators across the province. On the flip side, when you put in a carton of milk, a banana, a piece of bannock in the hands of a young person.
Who can possibly be that happy talking about bananas? He giggled when he said banana. Oh my God. Oh, I just love this stuff.
Carton of milk, a banana, a piece of bannock in the hands of a young person can boost the mood.
Sure. Okay.
Help the engagement with other kids.
Anyways, I just wanted you to see this. They talk about it during question period today. Let's watch a bit of it. Banana. Oh, I'm losing it.
This weekend in Cloverdale, 15,000 people lined up in the pouring rain for the hopes that they might get a few rejected potatoes. It was Ugly Potato Day in that city.
Should have had bananas.
15,000 British Columbians are too hungry and desperate that they needed to go and collect those rejected foodstuffs. 2 million Canadians are lined up at food banks. There are 1,400 homeless encampments in Ontario today. And what is the Prime Minister doing? Working to save his political skin from his revolting caucus. This can't go on. Will he call a carbon tax election now?
The Honourable Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance.
Mr. Speaker, I would really hope that every single MP in this House would agree that in our great country, no one should ever go hungry. But when Conservatives talk about the most vulnerable, they are crying crocodile tears. And how do I know that, Mr. Speaker? I know that because they have had the gall to vote against a national school food program, a program that will feed 400,000 Canadian kids. How can they look themselves in the face when they oppose feeding Canadian kids?
Yes, that's right.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
That program, though it has costed millions, has not fed a single hungry child. It has fed bureaucracy, which is all it ever was intended to do. Meanwhile, 2 million people are lined up at food banks. We've got 15,000 people that will line up for a, quote, ugly potato because they can't afford to eat. We have diseases like scurvy that are back. And 1 in 4 kids go to school hungry after 9 years of this Prime Minister, yet his priority is saving his political career from his revolting caucus. This cannot go on. Will he call a carbon tax election today?
I felt like I had scurvy this morning.
Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance.
Mr.
Gets
Speaker,
good.
the Conservatives are damning themselves with their own words. I was at a school in downtown Winnipeg on Friday. I was there with Premier Wab Kinew, and we gave those beautiful, wonderful children some bannock, a little carton of milk, some jam,
flour and
some
water,
butter, and a banana.
Bannock.
That was not bureaucracy that fed those kids. That was the deal we've done with Manitoba. The Conservatives are against
Bannock? Listen to this.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Are you kidding me? She says that Canadians should be happy that while 1 in 4 kids go to school hungry, while 2 million people line up at food banks, while scurvy is making a comeback after 9 years of this government, Canadians should be grateful that she showed up with a few snacks and a photo op at one school.
Exactly.
Mr. Speaker,
One
this is the
school.
same finance minister who has just blown back $7 billion past her deficit target, meaning more inflation and higher rates. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister hides in the fetal position under his desk. Will he call a carbon tax election now?
Boom shakalaka. Just call him a fetus.
The
Love it.
Honourable Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance.
Mr. Speaker, we have clearly knocked the Leader of the Opposition off
Listen.
his game.
Everybody laughs at her. Bannock. Poor man food. It really is a crock. Do you really think all these kids are going to school hungry? Do you really think the teachers are allowing them not to eat a single thing? And by the way, there's not a whole lot of kids that even eat when they go to school. They want you to believe this is like some real big problem. School isn't even 5 hours long each day. This is why they stand no chance in next election. That's all they talk about. Dentistry, cleanings, and snacks at school.
What's that?